Samara, get your ball. Good. Look free. Good boy. He's already kind of a timid, kind of shy dog as it is. There's been a recent dramatic change in his household. And this recent change is that somebody in the household has acquired a disability that should these dogs, there's 3 of them, should any of them bump into this person, this could be very detrimental for the person that recently acquired this disability. And so even though they're with me for a decent period of time, having timid dogs makes it a little bit tricky. I could have them for a month, but a dog like this sometimes takes more than a week. Sometimes it takes several weeks for them to warm up because they're already kind of timid. So if we were to rehome Luke, right? If let's say the owners were to go, you know what, let's take him somewhere else, and somebody adopts him, it'll take him already several weeks to adapt to that new environment, to the new family, the new expectations. Even if the other people are very gentle and nice and sweet, he'll still be kind of watching his steps a little bit. And so now you add this dynamic, which is I'm not adopting him, but he's with me for about a month, right? A timid dog can take several weeks. Now, what am I going to do as a trainer? Am I going to just wait several weeks before I start working with him? Probably not, right? If I did, it would be sort of criminal. I would basically tell the owners, look, it took him several weeks to warm up, so you're going to have to pay me for another several weeks so that we can start training. And the fact is, a lot of trainers do that. They'll have the dog for like a month, right? Let's say they do a 2-week or a month board and train. And then the dog is sort of timid. And so what the trainer goes, well, you know, it's been 3 weeks. He's still not warming up. Then they'll tell the owner, look, nothing really happened. We've been trying to build a relationship, but the dog is kind of timid, so we're going to need another month. Well, they still keep charging the board and train fee. So like if I'm the trainer, if I was in that situation and I was like, look, I've had him for like a month and he still has not warmed up to me, rather than charging them for another month of board and train, I'll just go, look, this month we're just boarding, okay? Since we didn't really do a whole lot, it'll just be boarding. And so if I had to charge extra, what I would do is I would charge essentially just a boarding fee. But a lot of trainers don't do that. But that's not even what I do. So what I'll do is this. If I have a very timid dog, I'm not hitting the ground running right away, okay? I've had him for about a week. Now, I gave them plenty of time to adjust. I'm taking it very easy. We have started training, very, very light, gentle stuff. But when I have a timid dog, I understand that they're not really, in this period of time that I'm going to have them, they're not really going to be like my best friends. Some dogs, yes, it takes them a week. Some takes them about a couple of weeks. I've had plenty of those. But I'm not under the assumption of, well, maybe it'll just be another week, because it might not get any better than this. Now, Luke it's a relatively timid dog. He does loosen up a little bit sometimes. But the problem is, you know, when we start doing new things, new scenarios, new environments, make him a little bit timid. Like he's like, well, what are we doing? I was not expecting this. And even if it's reward-based, he'll take the food to an extent. At some point, he's like, I don't know if I want the food anymore because this is too new, right? Things are changing. I was not expecting this change. This is what happens when you have temperaments that are like this. Now, with his owners, he's probably incredibly confident because he's had several weeks probably months to bond with this family, right? Maybe even over a year. That's what happens with these timid dogs. They'll be very confident with their owners. The moment you take them away from their owners, so the moment they go to a new environment, they're just now very timid, very shy. So in training, my goal is not to get him to love me. It's not to get him to be excited to see me. If that happens, great. But my goal is we need to train. You need to understand these lessons. Because again, it's not just an ordinary scenario here. What we have here is one of his owners' lives has recently changed drastically. And so things are different. And not only are they different, but they're incredibly delicate. So the owners, rather than going, you know what, we can't have dogs anymore because of this change in our lives, they're going, let's go ahead and get some training, so that way as they're getting excited and they're around the house, they're not bumping into this person and injuring them further. So this is why I don't mind if he's pouting. Okay, I know this is new. I don't mind that he is going, I don't understand this. That's okay. You don't have to love it. I'm going to help you understand it. So that way when they go to their homes, they go, okay, this is the lesson that we did that time, right? Several hundreds of times. Okay, this makes sense in the environment that I belong to now. So this is why, I believe training, okay, methodology trumps relationship. Relationship is great, but I cannot expect that my client's dog is going to love me or be attached to me the same way one of my dogs is going to be attached to me. I've known that dog for years, so we do have a relationship. I can't expect my client's dog to absolutely adore me in a matter of weeks. It might happen, but if it doesn't happen, I'm not going to go, oh, well, I can't train because we don't have a relationship. No, I'm a trainer, and so that's what I do. I train. And this is why I do it this way. Now, some people might be going, well, if he is kind of timid, why do you have an e-collar on him? The e-collar is because, again, one of his owners has recently acquired a pretty drastic disability. And so I want to make sure that the owners, both of them, have the utmost leverage. And so to me, the utmost leverage is going to be an electronic collar. So I'm teaching him through the lowest possible levels in this collar. I'm teaching him that this is just another form of communication. That's all it is. Free. Good boy.